Welcome to Homelink. This unique tool, created by Community Solutions and Palantir Technologies, will allow you to easily input new clients, track their progress, and ultimately match them to a home. On the landing page, there are several important features. If you have problems with using the system, you can email support through the Homelink support link. To access the system, click the Launch Homelink button. Log in with the credentials that have been emailed to you. The first screen you see upon logging in will always be a consent form to make sure that you understand that you will be accessing protected data on homeless clients and housing availability. If you have any concerns about accessing this data or you suspect there has been a data breach, please use the contact information to report this immediately. When you first log in, you have the opportunity to change your password by clicking on your profile name in the top right. Please do this, following the guidelines given for a secure password of 8 characters, with 1 uppercase letter, 1 lowercase letter, 1 number, and 1 symbol. This change will take effect as soon as you click the Change Password button. Next, you should see the home screen with a list of assigned clients and survey clients on the left side. The list of assigned clients shows those clients which have been directly assigned to you by your coordinator, and the surveyed clients list shows those clients that you have surveyed using the VI SPDAT. If you do not have any clients listed, please contact your coordinator to make sure they assign clients to you. Next to each client name, you will see the client's vulnerability score based on the answers they gave to the VI SPDAT survey. If you hover your cursor over pieces of the progress bar, you can see the relevant information for the client's status in the housing process. For example, this client, Scott Johnson, completed a VI SPDAT in March 2015 and was assigned a Navigator, but no further action has been taken on his profile. Click on the plus sign and then VI SPDAT to open a blank survey form. If your community also uses the family VI SPDAT, you will also see the option for the VIF SPDAT. Contact your coordinator if you have questions about which version of the VI SPDAT to use for a client. On the VI SPDAT form, you can toggle between the different sections of the survey by clicking on the headings at the top. If you enter new information, you can click Save Changes. Please note, in order to save changes, every required field with a red asterisk next to it must be filled out. To exit the form, click Close at the bottom. To open a client profile who has been assigned to you, click on their name in the left-hand column. This opens the client profile page. In the top right-hand corner of the profile are 2 important summary numbers: the client's vulnerability score from the VI SPDAT in blue, and the number of days since there was activity on this client's profile in green. You will also see an expanded version of the progress bar, which shows exactly where a client stands in the housing match process. You can hover over each piece of the progress bar to see the date. This particular client completed a VI SPDAT in March 2015, was assigned to a Navigator, and has a completed birth certificate entered in July 2015. To edit the information at the top of the client profile, hover to the right of the client name until you see a gray pencil, then click on it. You can now edit the client's name, social security number, and other contact information. You can also add tags to the client profile, which show that a client is in an important category, such as veteran. After you save a tag, it will show up in a blue box to the right of the client name. To find out if your community is using a standardized list of tags, please contact your community coordinator. There are also 3 tabs for the client profile. The first tab gives all the information gathered from the VI SPDAT survey. If needed, you can edit any of this information by clicking on the Edit option in the top right of the form. For example, you may have learned that this client has been homeless for 10 months rather than 23. To edit this information, open the History section and click on the field next to Months on the Street. Once you've changed this number, click on Save Changes in the bottom right of the form. You will now be able to see your change to the form in the client profile. The second tab in the client profile is for documents collected from the client. Here, we can see that this Navigator has collected a copy of the client's birth certificate. To add a new document to a client profile, click on the Add drop-down menu and choose Document. You can now choose what type of document, the date, the status of the document as complete, pending, or not received, and the physical location of the original document. You can also upload a PDF version of the document from your computer directly to the client profile by clicking on the plus sign and the Browse button. Click Save Changes and this document will now be added to the client profile. To edit a document that already exists, click on the pencil icon next to the document. The third tab under the client profile is the Notes tab. This is the place where you can add any information about contact you have with a client or progress through the housing match process. Here, the Navigator made a note that they spoke with the client who is contacting his family this week to locate his state ID. To add a new note, click on the Add drop-down menu and choose Note. Choose a descriptive title like Phone Call with Client, your name, and the relevant notes for yourself or your coordinator. The final task to perform once you have worked with a client to gather all the relevant documents and they are ready to be matched is to fill out the match initiation form. For example, the Navigator has just finished gathering all the relevant documents for this client, Denise Alvarez. According to the most recent note, this client is ready to fill out the match initiation form. To open this form, click the Add drop-down menu in the client profile page. These questions will be answered by the Navigator working with the client. Once the form is complete, click Save Changes. The Save Changes button only works when you have filled out all required fields. This client will now appear in the matcher view as ready to be matched. Once a match has been made to housing, the house symbol on the client progress bar will turn yellow for pending and then green when the match is approved by the housing provider. If you notice any problems or have questions while using Homelink, you can always use the link at the bottom right of the screen or email us at homelinkssupport@palantir.com. Thank you for your work to match homeless individuals to housing. We welcome your feedback to continue to improve this system and fight homelessness in your community.